Mr. Secretary General, Mr. President of the General Assembly, Mr. Chairman of the Committee on Food Security, Excellencies, dear colleagues. Thank you for the opportunity to address this important subject today as a common undertaking of the UN General Assembly and the Committee on World Food Security. The CFS offers an important forum for inclusive and intergovernmental exchange on global food governance. The committee has an essential responsibility to work together towards the elimination of hunger and ensuring food security and nutrition for all based on the human right to adequate food. At the outset, I must repeat, Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine is putting food security and nutrition for millions of women, children and men at risk. The war is further exacerbating the already dire situation regarding global food security, caused amongst others by armed conflicts, climate change and the consequences of the COVID-19 pandemic. All in all, this implies multiple crises put significant pressure on the world security or the food security worldwide. This is why Germany, as current G7 presidency, put this topic high on its agenda. We treat it with the utmost importance. On May 18, 2 months ago, the G7 launched the Global Alliance on Food Security. This alliance is designed to be a key platform to foster cooperation, guided by the shared belief that governments, international organizations, multilateral development banks, civil society, the private sector, science and philanthropist organizations must work together to weather these storms. We invite other member states and stakeholders to join the alliance for a joined-up effort. The Global Alliance strongly supports the UNSG's Global Crisis Response Group and its work stream on food, with Chancellor Scholz acting as one of 6 champions upon invitation of the UNSG. It must be our common goal in this crisis to support specifically the most vulnerable people and regions against the impact of the worsening crisis. Therefore, I am pleased to reiterate that the G7 agreed on June 28 at the Elmos Summit to commit additional $4.5 billion to protect the most vulnerable from hunger and malnutrition, adding to all prior commitments on food security. In the run-up of the summit, the 3 German ministries for Foreign Affairs, Development Cooperation and Food and Agriculture hosted a ministerial conference on June 24th that extended well beyond the G7 format, with more than 60 delegations participating. The conclusions reiterated strong commitments in both dimensions: immediately necessary humanitarian assistance as well as the need for sustainable transformation of agriculture and food systems. The SOFI report on the state of food security and nutrition from 2 weeks ago serves as a stark reminder that even before the Russian war against Ukraine started, food security was under stress and that we are getting further off track on reaching the Sustainable Development Goal number 2, zero hunger. The number of chronically undernourished people has gone up again to 828 million in 2021. Because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine and its global consequences alone, the number of people in acute food insecurity, a more narrowly defined category, will rise from 47 million additional human beings this year to 345 million, according to an estimate by the World Food Programme. The most important contribution to a solution of the short-term problem would be that Russia ends its war in Ukraine. Indeed, we observe again that violent conflicts are a main driver for hunger and malnutrition. But so are climate change and economic shocks. It is therefore crucial, beyond immediate humanitarian assistance and short-term measures, to focus on lasting transformation of agriculture and food systems. The sustainable transformation must strengthen resilience and thereby reduce humanitarian needs, boost sustainable local production, diversify crops, and thereby reduce dependencies on imports. Moreover, sustainable agricultural production should rather contribute to the global protection of the climate and to biodiversity to avoid negative impacts on the environment. We underline the need for conventional and locally adapted seeds of better quality and non-fossil-based fertilizers, as well as access to digital options for farmers. As demonstrated on the UN Food Systems Summit in September 2021, the international community recognizes the need for this systemic transformation. Germany undertakes a strong national effort and supports several partner countries in developing their own national pathway towards this goal. We also pursue our work in the coalitions of action to carry forward the momentum on the transformation. In closing, let me also say, we commend and support not only the activities of the UN Secretary General's Global Crisis Response Group, but even more so his and UN OCHA's mediation efforts to enable a restart of Ukrainian grain exports. We look forward to hearing more details about the meeting of Ukraine, Russia, Turkey and UN in Istanbul last week. I thank you for your attention.